We see the big paper pads at the big box stores and we are like, oh my gosh, this is such a good deal. However, sometimes they get stuck in our stash because they don't have coordinating embellishments. And so today I'm going to challenge myself to use one of these paper pads as I get caught up on some of my school memories for my daughter. Hi everyone, I'm Jana Eubank. Welcome back to my channel. My daughter graduates from high school next year, and so I am making an effort to get caught up on her school memories. Now the paper pad I'm going to be using today is a big deal paper pad that I picked up at Joann several years ago. It's called Nice Day. I believe it's still available on the Joann website, so if you like what you see, you can go find it there. I'm also going to use some of these 6x6 cardstock paper pads that I have from KI Memories, which is no longer in business, so you know that those are old. Those have been tucked in my scrapbook bag because they have all the colors of the cardstock, so if I need to die cut anything on the go, I have those there. However, I don't go to crops very often, so I'm going to make use of those. I'm also pulling out a die from my stash and several embellishments. Now, first off, I'm going to go through the papers and pick out the papers that I want to use that coordinate well together. I'm using my daughter's poster as a color inspiration. It's got that bright blue with yellow and green grass. I also pulled in this floral paper just to add some more of the primary colors. Now, when I was picking out my embellishments for this project, I separate my embellishments by color families. I have primary, I have candy colors or they're brights, pinks and teals, and then I have lights and then neutrals. So I have selected some to go with this paper today, but first we're going to get the basic design down. I'm just looking for a pattern paper to map my photo with. I decided to go with this green color. It kind of matches the green on the green grass on my daughter's poster. And then I liked how it looked with this paper. This paper I love. I love the stripes with the dots, and I want to use it as a large piece on my page. So choosing the photo mat, I wanted to make sure the photo mat looked cute on this paper. So I'm just holding up the matted photo against this paper, and I want it to fall in between the lines and have it centered. So that is how I'm making that choice. I'm going to tear the right end of this page. Now, speaking of tearing, have you ever torn a paper and it goes at this very deep slant? That's because paper actually has a grain to it, just like wood has a grain to it. So, and because it's made from wood, right, it's kind of the same thing. So a paper will tear more easily when you're going with the grain. In fact, you can test this out by tearing a piece of cardstock one direction and then the other, and you'll see that on one side it will tear more easily with the grain. So I was tearing against the grain, and so to make sure I had a nice straight tear, you just take it nice and slow and support it with your fingers as you go down the line, and it will tear quite easily. Okay, so now that I've told you all about tearing paper, which you probably already knew, we're going to move on. I use this ombre paper that has the shades of pinks and orange to add a banner strip to the left side of the photo. And now I'm going to start looking through the embellishments that I had pulled. I had pulled a rainbow die from my stash, but it was quite large and didn't quite fit the area now that I have my base design in place. So I'm going to go to my stash and find some different rainbow dies in just a moment. But before I do that, I'm just going through this pack of die cuts that I have. This is an old set by American Crafts, and just selecting some pieces that I thought I might be able to use. I love that bright blue bracket. I feel like placing it next to the left of my daughter, it calls attention to my daughter and places the focus on her and leads your eye across. I also pulled 2 journaling spots and some translucent pieces. I actually have a hard time using those translucent pieces. I love them on like a plain cardstock background, but because I use a lot of pattern paper, sometimes I struggle with those. Just keep in mind you can always mat them on white paper or white cardstock if you'd rather use them as a solid die cut. Okay, so now I'm heading over to these cut apart cards by October Afternoon. This is the Daily Flash series, and I choose this yellow Polaroid or slide type frame card that I think I can place my rainbow on. I found some more rainbow dies from my stash. The first one is from Memento, but it's a shallow short rainbow, so I'm going to check out this one by Echo Park Paper, and I like it because it's a little taller and it actually fits the card quite well. well. Here I wasn't sure if I was going to place it on the card yet, so I'm just testing it out. Oh, this is called the Over the Rainbow die set, and there's the number for you. I believe it's still available on their website, so if you'd like to pick it up, that's where it is. So I decide to go with this taller rainbow, and I'm just going to take a moment and cut out all of the different colors. Now the rainbow portion of this die is just one piece, so each time you run it through you're getting all 5 stripes of the rainbow, which is great. So I'll just combine all these pieces together. I'll create 5 different rainbows, and then I'll choose the one that matches my layout or works best for my particular page, and then I'll just I will go ahead and assemble all of the other ones, and then I'll just tuck those in the package where I store it. So next time I go to pull out this rainbow die, if those die cuts happen to match my next page, then hey, it'll be already finished and I'll just go ahead and use it. So I'm thinking I will use this one with the red stripe on the top, and I place that on the yellow cut. I get distracted for a second and I decide to add a bit of this floral paper to the page on top of that pink and orange ombre page. And I'm glad, sorry, the cat jumped up on me. Surprised me. I'm going to add this floral strip to this ombre solid strip just to add a bit more pattern. And I just think that floral is so cute and adds a feminine flair to this page about my daughter. So I'll just lay that over the top, and I'm going to cut the angle of the banner a little longer and overlapping the edge of the previous banner just to add additional layers. Okay, so back to the rainbow. I think I'm going to switch over to this orange card now, because that ombre paper on the left side of the page has orange and pink, and so I feel like I need to bring that orange and pink color over to the right side. So that's why I'm switching that yellow card over to this orange card, just to balance the overall colors on the page. When I do this, I don't like the red rainbow with that, so I switch it over to the rainbow that has the blue stripe on the very top, and I think that works better. Okay, so I got called away from my office for a minute by my husband, and so I'm just coming back to where I left off. So I'm going to place this on here, and I'm not quite sure where I'm going to put my title at this point. So I'm going to head over and add these journal cards. Now, I wanted to tuck the journal card behind the photo to make it feel connected to the design, but it was quite narrow, and so I just layered the two together. The very pale blue one is going to go in the back, tucked behind the photo, and I'm going to layer the pink journal spot on top. I like the pink journal block because it actually repeats that pink color from that ombre strip on the left. So you can see that we have both the pink and orange from the ombre strip repeated over on the right hand side with the pink and orange. So now I pulled in this yellow ticket die cut. The reason I did that is because the clouds of the rainbow were kind of overshadowing or covering the little printed phrase on that orange frame, and so I thought, you know what, instead of trying to mess with that and make that look right, I'm just going to bring something else in and cover that little phrase at the bottom of the orange frame, and that's what I did here. So I adhered the rainbow down with some foam tape, but then decided to add a little bit of white twine just for some texture. So I peeled up that right side, and I'm just adding that there. At this point, I'm thinking I'm going to add my title to the photo on that white space where the tablecloth is in the photo. And so I'm just going to wrap additional twine around this yellow ticket just to repeat that texture again. And then I'm thinking I will decorate that ticket with a series of layered hearts. So I have these older American Crafts punches. I'm just grabbing some scraps from the rainbow die cuts and testing out some colors of these hearts and deciding where I should add them. I don't know if I should sprinkle them on. And while I'm doing this, I think, you know what, I'm not quite sure how I want these hearts to go. So I do want hearts. I think they're really cute, but I'm going to come back to them. So I'm going to go over to my stash and I'm going to grab a sun die. I'm going to add this sun in the upper left corner just to repeat that weather element along with the rainbow. So this sun die is by Fun Stamper's Journey. which is no longer in business as well. I love the cute shape of it. It's got the 2 layers, the outer sun rays and then this inner circle. I cut the circle from a yellow striped paper from the paper pad, and I really like how that looks. So I'm going to add this to the page with some foam tape. I think I just stick the foam tape on for now, and I'll come back and adhere everything. And then I'm going to pull in on this red heart on the sunshine. And then I'm also going to grab the clouds from the rainbow die and add additional clouds around the sun. Sorry, I'm stumbling on my words today. I'm just like, "Rrr." Anyway, so I have that there, and I love the way that cute little red heart looks. So I'm going to punch out another one from those cardstock papers and add it to the center of the rainbow. Again, I'm not sure where my title's going to go. I thought I might add it to the center of the rainbow, but once I added that heart to the sun, I really liked how that looked, and I wanted to repeat it over on the right hand side. So I placed that in the center of the rainbow there. I'm just layering up another heart. So the other heart I used was an old Provocrafts Cuddle Kids die. Do you remember those from like forever ago? I still love the shape of this heart die, and it layers on this American Crafts punch really nicely, and so I use it a lot. I'm just adding some foam tape there, and then now I'm going to start creating my title. Now I have a lot of letter stamps and I rarely use them, so part of my challenge to myself as I'm using my stash today is to use some tools that I haven't used before, and one of them is my letter stamps. I sometimes use them, but rarely on layouts. So here I'm stamping out some letters. This is a stamp set by Fun Stampers Journey that I picked up, as they were closing down their doors. And it has an outline stamp as well as a solid inside stamp. They're a little difficult to line up because they are the red rubber. I can't talk today. So I will have to do a few tries on these just to get it close enough, and I don't care if it's perfect. I actually kind of like that offset look, but like that second E I just stamped, that's not good, so I had to do another one. So I do have the dies for the set, but I feel like it will be just faster if I hurry and fussy cut them out. I had test run them on the white tablecloth, but it looked really funny, so this is where I decided to just layer them right over the top of that yellow ticket, and I set them there for a second. I will come back and add those, but right now I'm switching gears and I'm trying out these wood buttons. So these are some wood buttons by Chamel. I can't remember the name of this collection. I know it, but it's not coming to my mind right now, but it's an older one. But I love the primary colors and the icons are so cute. So I'm going to mess with this for a while as I add in these October afternoon stickers. I want to use this camera to the left of my title just to make that title a little more substantial, and also it kind of fills that space in between the banner and the ticket. It just makes everything feel connected. So I add the camera there, and now I want to add this cute little speech bubble, and that makes me move these wood buttons around some more, and I'm really gonna kind of fidget with these for a little while, so I apologize. You get to watch me try all the different colors. I even trimmed out some of my wood button fidgeting, but it might be fun for you to see how the colors looked and why I ended up doing what I did. I tucked the little film canister under the camera, and I actually like where it is right now. I end up moving it for some reason. I think I felt like that green arrow wood button should be moved over to the left side, pointing to the title there. And so, but I actually like how it looked before, so I might go change that on the page before I put it in my album. Anyway, but this is how it's gonna look in the photos. So I did try putting a little sticker on that pink journaling spot, but then I remembered, oh yeah, it has these holes on the top, and I'm going to tie some twine there, so I don't need another little sticker there. So I pulled that off, but it pulled the color of the actual die cut off, which, kind of annoys me. But then I remembered, okay, I'm just going to write over it with a black pen, so you're not even going to notice that the color got picked up. Also, I could fix that by inking over it lightly with some pink ink if it really, really bothers me. So I'm just going to add that black twine there, and I love that contrast. It's so cute. So I'm going to add some more black in on my page in a minute to balance that out. But before I do that, I'm going to pull in these mirror gems. I get these from KS Craft on Amazon, and I have them linked below if you'd like to grab some. I haven't really found them anywhere else, but I really like the shine that they add to a page. So pick some up. I think you'll like using them. So I'm going to add a couple of mini paper clips to the top of that orange frame. And then here's where I decide to add in more black. Because of that black and white twine and the black journaling, I just feel like I need to add more of that doodly feel. I have it kind of represented in the title there with the outline font, but I think these clouds just look so cute outlined, so that's what I'm going to do. Instead of trying to outline them on my page, which because they're popped up with foam, my pen lines wouldn't look very nice. So what I did is I just went ahead and die cut some more of them, and I'm just adhering the new ones right over the top of the old ones, which is fine, and then that will prevent me from ruining my page. So that is it, you guys. I hope you've enjoyed seeing how you could use a 12 by 12 paper pad, that we buy, that's budget friendly from the big box stores, but using it as an opportunity to pull in unused embellishments from our stash and even create your own embellishments using your dies or your stamps. You guys, thank you so much for leaving me comments and for watching my videos. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comments below, and we'll see you next week. Have a great weekend.